wide world of sports. This is the 1989 Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic, a match between Greg Brooks and Ken Sheehan, the young man and the old man, which is the nickname for Ken Sheehan. This is Greg Brooks from Victoria. He is to bowl first. He's had a couple of good wins in the knockout so far, beating David Weald and Carl Bottomley. He's into the third knockout. The chance of taking out this tournament, $4,000 in prize money.
Bring it back. Hit it!
Oh, he was very vocal and a great start for the young man.
That's just the sort of start you want in a match like this. You want to get out. You want to put the wind up Ken. Ken won't like that too much. He'll think he's got the break early. But Ken's very, very worried. He's going to stand there and say, well, Sid, I'm still alive. I'm still in this match.
This is Ken Sheehan from Virginia and Brisbane. And strike for strike. Ken Sheehan, 54 years of age. He's bowled in 2 previous Coca-Colas. He won the 88 Caboolture Open, runner-up in the Bundamba Cup that year, a previous Australian and state representative, and would love to win a major tournament before retiring. To get here, he defeated Gary Key in round 1 and Alan Atkins in round 2, and a man full of experience. Yes,
Ken's probably the most experienced guy in the field now. He's just such a hard person to beat, and he's just out to prove something.
There's a double. Good bowling. This is fantastic. This has got the crowd here at the Logan City Lanes on their feet. They're enjoying this contest.
This is a great start to the match. Tom, Ken couldn't get away any better.
No, isn't that an excellent start for him? And it just goes to show that in this great sport, age means nothing.
Yes, and Ken really likes putting it to these young guys, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's the stopper.
All right, let's go. Greg up to double. Let's see if he can get it.
Strike for strike here in the third knockout of the 1989 Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. Greg Brooks replying to Ken Sheehan's double.
This is a good shot. He sent it out wide. He wants it to come back. Good strike.
And of course, Greg Brooks, 27 years of age, from Taylor's Lakes in Victoria, an upholsterer by trade. This is his first appearance in the Coke, and so far he's handled it with perfection. He's an 88 Victorian team member, Newcastle Open winner in 89, runner-up in the Launceston Cup and Victorian and Southgate Opens, and he'd love to compete the US Pro Tour. Might be able to partake in the high roller tournament in Las Vegas if he's successful here.
Well, his run's come to an end, but not really to worry much about it at this stage.
Yes, he seemed to slow down on that shot. He certainly hit his mark okay, but the ball just went down that fraction slow. You can see it breaking early and into the head pin. Still, that's a good count, an 8 count, no split, so he's okay so far.
Let's see if he can pick this one up. This is important, must close the frames.
And does so. So he closes the frame, keeping Ken Sheehan honest. And of course, Ken Sheehan's on a double. Let's have a look at the style of Greg Brooks.
Just see the ball goes out here, catches it a little bit thin, but takes it nevertheless. Now Ken to put 3 in.
He liked it, and he's got it, 3 in a row. And if Ken Sheehan can keep this up, 300, the perfect score is 12 strikes. And of course, he'd win a new Holden Nova SLE sedan. Compliments of Motorama Holden in Springwood here in Queensland. 3 in a row is a great start for Ken Sheehan. We'll take a break on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Back in a moment with Ken Sheehan in front by 2 pins. The bonus prize in this year's Coca-Cola Brisbane. We're watching the third knockout of the 1989 Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. This is Ken Sheehan. His opponent is Greg Brooks. Sheehan has 3 strikes in a row, looking for 4, and a perfect start for him. Let's see what he can do. Not quite the line that time.
No, Tom, what do you think happened then? He seemed to lose the shot?
Yes, he lost it on his thumb. He came back and, you know, he gestured that way. Just the situation, just the occasion, and, you know, it's come out too fast and he wasn't able to get underneath it. We're going for the spare now. Okay, well done. Bit thin, but they're all down. That's the important thing.
Yes, so long as he stays clean, he means that Greg has to get up and keep striking to get in front. Good spare. Good spare. Gain uses the straighter ball to pick it up.
Takes a sip of his favourite drink.
You get into the Coke.
Yeah. And if the two players were to strike out at the moment, we'd have a 278-277 contest. So this is shaping up to be an absolute corker.
Come back.
There it is. He's got it out wide, hung out, but he's giving himself a good count. Hasn't done himself any harm. Just goes back, gets up, comes back, picks up the spare. Tom, just a bit too wide?
Just a fraction wide, yes. He's obviously elected to shoot a lot wider than he has in his previous games, and, you know, it's paid off for him, and that's a nice 9.
It'll be even nicer if he takes this one out. Closes up the frame again. There it is, dead on. Greg Brooks closes up the frame, and again moves across to lane 11. Let's have a look at this one, Terry.
Yes, you'll see here, Greg, for his for the 2-pin and those cluster of pins over that, you know, that side. He bowls down the left-hand side of the lane, bowls more direct at it, which reduces the chances of chopping the pin, which is a good way of picking up the spare. But here he is. He wants to get something going. He wants to hit lane 11. He wants to strike. Let's see. He's going to send it out wide and hope it comes back.
Go over.
Well, he put that one down short. Tom, did he move then?
He pulled it across his body a little bit. It looked again as though it was just that fraction too slow. And just looking at the way he felt himself too, it's come off his thumb too fast.
It's very critical. It's very, very easy to lose the ball. You're concentrating so hard on what you're trying to do, and it's very easy just to not give it the right thing at the right time.
Exactly, and of course, you know, bowling under the lights, that adds that extra heat in the place, and this is what makes it very difficult to hang on to the ball. But he's covered the spare nicely, and he now moves into the 6th frame.
We have a look at it again here. Beautiful style on this man.
He's a lovely player to watch. Picks the spare up beautifully. Never in doubt. Back foot swings right around. Get good balance at the foul line. And let's see what Ken can do.
Yes.
A
He rode
great
that
shot.
one home, didn't he?
A great shot. That was good. As you can see, Ken is pumped up. He wants to get out there to win. He can punch out for 270. You'll see a great shot here. Everyone likes ripping the 5. He gets it down, likes it, gets down. Boom.
And there we have Richard Chapman from Coca-Cola here in Queensland, the major sponsor in this tournament, and great sponsors of 10-pin bowling across Australia.
They certainly are. Coke support this game extremely well, and without it, you don't have tournaments such as this, and the players don't get the experience to go overseas.
Ken Sheehan on a roll, starting to ride him home. And this is putting a lot of pressure on Greg Brooks.
Tom, this is a great shot from Ken. Really getting pumped up.
Yeah, does he want this tournament or does he want this tournament? He's looking very good. That's a great shot. He's just blowing the 5-pin out the back door.
Are you looking carefully here, Tom?
I've got my eyes closed a little bit.
Who would you like to play at this time?
Oh, I tell you what, that last shot was awesome.
Of course, Tom Curry will be in the final, having qualified by 1 pin to head out the finals. Given that one up, and luck is on his side.
That was incredible. As you can see, Greg can't believe it himself. You'll see this. He throws it out, misses the head pin. The pins fall back on the knock over the head pin. He gave it up. He's just turned around, said, "You've got to be kidding." Looks around, he goes, "Holy cow, oh, you beauty," he says. I love that one.
A pin cam will show us this one close. Have a look at this.
Just nicks it. Just beats the machine. He's still smiling.
So we've got 6 frames down here in this 3rd knockout of the 1989 Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. And at the moment, Ken Sheehan.
See how it operates. After the bowling ball has contacted the pins, the table comes down to pick up the remaining ones if there are any, and the other ones are swept to the rear of the machine where they are picked up and delivered back into the top, ready for your next shot.
Welcome back to the Logan City Lanes for the 1989 Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. It's the 3rd knockout between Greg Brooks of Victoria and Ken Sheehan of Brisbane. And at the moment, very delicately poised contest. Greg Brooks, and there's Ken Sheehan waiting his turn. Sheehan has the ascendancy with a double and 13 pins up. But as we've seen in the past, anything can happen.
Come on over.
Well, he got away with the lucky strike. He didn't capitalise on it. Tom, do you think that is really important? You get a break, you really have to capitalise on it to keep the momentum up.
That's what I was thinking when he was getting up for his shot. He probably thought, well, OK, I've had the break. Now I've got to take advantage. Forget that it was luck. We can double up here and get right back into the game. But again, I don't know why he just seems to be dropping it short on lane 11.
Oh, and a coat of varnish on that one, Terry.
You're not wrong there. Again, he's smiling. He knew he got a break there. You'll see he drops the ball short. The ball seems to be hooking a little bit earlier on lane 11. Comes down, goes to run away, just touches it. There's not much between the ball and the pin there. But
Yes,
here's Ken.
And you could see it in his eyes. He thought he'd missed it.
It's Ken to get another one. Really inflict some pain.
He didn't like that from the moment it left his hand.
No, again, he just lost it off his hand. You see him there just playing with the glove that he's got on. You see he comes down, he just loses it. When he loses it, his hands goes out to the right, looks up and goes, what an awful shot. But he's got a spare, just needs to pick it up.
And does so no trouble there for Ken Sheehan, 54-year-old bowling centre manager from Virginia.
And of course, Ken relies very much on accuracy, and on his first ball, he saw straight away that he'd missed his mark, and he thought, well, goodness gracious, whatever happens here, leave it in the hands of the gods. Here he goes again.
Well, he was up there again. He's in the pocket. He's been around the pocket all the time. He's looking the goods right now.
And I think Tom Curry might be casting a watchful eye on this man, Ken Sheehan.
Well, I'm sure Tom's sitting here, and it gives him a bit of an advantage here to sit back, look how the lanes are playing, watch the other players and see what they do.
Oh, a vital miss.
Well, here we go again. We've come down to the closing 3 frames, and the chink's starting to show a bit in the armour of the players out there. Didn't like as soon as he let it go, knew he dropped it short. It just falls off the lane.
Sit backs and thinks, well, what have I done? Yep.
This is the terrible part. You go up there, you make a mistake, and then you've got to sit there for 2 or 3 minutes while the other opponent plays 2 shots. If he goes up and gets a double, it sort of inflicts more onto his mind and makes it harder for him to get up and get another one. But Greg can really jump on it here.
Come on!
Yes, he called it. Getting very vocal again is young Greg Brooks from Victoria.
Greg knows that Ken's not going to be feeling real good after missing, and it's really vital to get a strike up here. He's got 2 shots. He can get a double, and he can pick up 20 pins while Ken sits on the bench.
And a tough act to follow as we watch there. 10 pins in the pit.
Tom, watching this, has it changed your attitude towards how you're going to play the game?
Not at this stage. Obviously, the lane conditions are going to continue to alter, and, you know, it's probably just best to leave an open mind at this stage.
It's a very good attitude. I think too many players go out there with a closed mind and a preconceived plan.
Yeah.
Well, this lane 11's still bothering him, Tom, isn't it? He just can't seem to click. He's not trusting the ball to get it out to the right, let it roll back. He just keeps dropping it a little bit short, or maybe the lane's picking it up short.
Yes, that could be the right answer, Terry, because when he first started off this match, you know, he put some good shots in on lane 11. He put it out wide, but he's been very sort of tight on 11 since the match has progressed, and it hasn't given him any maximum counts at all. But here he goes for his spare, and that can be a testy spare under these conditions, and nicely picked up. So well done for the young man.
Well, Ken at this stage can punch out for 233. Greg can punch out for 214. So the match can still go anywhere. Ken very lucky there, as we've seen before. Chris gets down to these last frames. People start to become a little bit tentative. They start to think about losing. They've made one bad shot, and they shouldn't be thinking that.
Always approaching the foundation frame as we wait for Ken Sheehan to spare it up. He looks back. He thought it was on target, and he thought, oh, maybe not. We'll take a break here on Nine's Wide World of Sports, and it's Ken Sheehan in front by 9 pins. 1989 Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. This is a knockout between Ken Sheehan and Greg Brooks. Greg Brooks deep in concentration. Sheehan up to the line on 11. And nails one. It could be just about curtains now.
Well, if Ken spares the next, he can shoot a possible 213. Greg can still strike out for 214. Ken would like another one. If Ken gets another one, he puts the match beyond doubt. He's definitely won. But if he doesn't strike here, Greg can still strike out to win. There's Greg thinking about it. Right now, he really doesn't want to be looking what Ken's doing, does he, Tom?
No, not at all. But I think to Ken's advantage here, he's bowled very, very well on lane 11, and to finish on this pair, on this lane, it's to his advantage, no doubt.
Oh, there it is.
And there it is.
A great shot under pressure. Puts the match beyond doubt. Chris, that's really been the first time. I saw him waver with that missed single pin, and then he's come back at the end and hung in there.
That's the experience, isn't it? The good players can bounce back after making a mistake.
Yeah, I really believe that. That really shows the difference. Greg, up to this point, has bowled terrifically. He's had a great 89. This series is going to do his confidence a lot of good, a lot of experience gained. I think 1990, he's really going to be a good player. He's really learnt a lot.
Doesn't matter.
Well, Ken on that, Tom, you'll probably agree that Ken on that shot just eased off the ball and just threw it down. He knew he'd won, and that was all that matters.
Yeah, he just laid it out, and as long as he hit the pins, that's all he was worried about. The 8-10 was totally academic.
Now, Greg Brooks, of course, no chance of winning, but at least he'd like to finish off on a good positive note for future tournaments. Oops, I think I put the mocker on him.
Well, I think to his credit, he did really try to do something with that shot then. He's tried something a little bit different. He got it right out, probably eased off a little bit, winged it a bit, chicken-armed it a bit. So his bent arm and his follow-through there. That's not what you want to do. As soon as you try and hook the ball, it goes a lot straighter. And you've just got to get the ball off your fingers and get through the ball, which is more important. Let's see if he picks this up. Well, just picked it up, but as we said, he's lost the match. And now he's just really going through the motions. But as I said, you can't talk enough. He's had a great tournament. He's learnt a lot, and it'll do well for him in the future.
Ah, there it is. Greg Brooks finishes with a strike, a perfect way to finish. So there we are, Ken Sheehan successful. He moves through to the next round. He plays Dana Millamaki, and the loser, unfortunately, Greg Brooks, bows out, but he takes home $1,000 compliments of Coca-Cola.